Jammu and Kashmir on the adoption of the constitution. The state of Jammu and Kashmir does not have internal sovereignty which is distinguishable from the powers and privileges enjoyed by other states in the country. And eighth, the limited question before the Constitution bench in its decision in Premnath Call was whether the monarch held plenary legislative powers after the Constitution of India as it applied to Jammu and Kashmir was adopted in the state, but before the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir was adopted. A decision is an authority for the proposition which it decides. The question whether the state of Jammu and Kashmir retains sovereignty upon integration with the dominion of India did not arise in that case. The next issue which we have addressed is the challenge to Constitutional Order 273, CO 273. To answer this issue, we had to decide on two issues. One, whether Article 370 is a temporary provision, and two, the effect of the dissolution of the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir on the scope of powers under Clause 3 of Article 370. We have held that Article 370 is a temporary provision on a reading of the historical context in which it was included. Article 370 was introduced to serve two purposes. First, the transitional purpose to provide for an interim arrangement until the Constituent Assembly of the state was formed and could take a decision on the legislative competence of the Union on matters other than the ones stipulated in the instrument of accession and ratify the Constitution. And second, a temporary purpose, an interim arrangement in view of the special circumstances because of the war conditions in the state. See, we have held that a textual reading of Article 370 also indicates that it is a temporary provision. For this purpose, we have referred to the placement of the provision in Part 21 of the Constitution, which deals with temporary and transitional provisions, the marginal note to the provision, which states temporary provisions in respect to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and a reading of Articles 370 and 1, by which the state became an integral part of India upon the adoption of the Constitution. D. On the second question of the effect of the dissolution of the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir on the scope of powers under Clause 3 of Article 370, we have held that the power of the President of India under Article 370, Clause 3, to issue a notification declaring that Article 370 ceases to exist, subsists even after the dissolution of the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir for the following reasons. First, the proviso to Article 373, that is Clause 3, encapsulates the process by which the Indian states